episode 146, Growth and Gratitude. Hey, Gratitude Geeks, the biggest card and gift sending holiday of the year is drawing ever more near. Release the stress of your holiday card sending and get it done now. You can make your holiday card and choose a specific date to send it. That means your stress over your holiday cards can be gone in just a few minutes for the rest of the season. Learn how at relationshipmarketingcoach.com. Welcome to Gratitude Geek, the relationship marketing podcast, helping DIY marketers find your micro-influencer magic so you attract raving fans and repeat business. I'm your host, Candice Rodardi, and this week I want to talk about growth and gratitude. As a DIY marketing coach, I am constantly experimenting and honing my marketing skills. And my latest playground is YouTube Shorts. So here's a fun story. I created a short a couple of weeks ago about being 100% responsible for your own results. And it received some seriously negative feedback. I included a clip from Family Guy where Peter, the husband, is blaming Lois, his wife, for making him eat too much.
Oh, why did you let me do this, Lois? Why?
One commenter called me a woke white woman because suddenly being 100% responsible for your choices means you are woke. I really don't think that woke means what he thinks it means. And again, I'm assuming that he was a man that made that comment. Another person called me an old woman. It was just negative comment after negative comment over a 20-second clip about being 100% responsible for your own results. So good thing that I have a thick skin, water off a duck's back. None of that really bothered me. But I wanted to share it with you because people seem to think it's okay to say negative, nasty things about people they don't know on the internet. And you just have to accept that people are going to be that way, or you don't. And today is the day after the horrible shooting in Colorado Springs, where 5 people and multiple people were injured. 5 people were murdered and multiple people were injured. And that's hate. Haters are going to hate on YouTube. Haters are going to hate. But the thing is, I believe that love is stronger than hate, and I would rather have love around me than hatred any day. So I'm just going to love on people and choose to love on people and be 100% responsible for the love that I give. Everybody's welcome in my circle, even people who hate me. And that's going to be tough because I got some opinions. But it is what it is. So today I wanted to share a story about growth and gratitude. And it's about a vine, a garden vine. And the garden vine's name is Vida. And Vida is going through some changes. She's very unhappy about these changes. And she doesn't know what she's going to do. So dig in and have a listen. Vida, the creeping vine, enjoyed sharing the garden with all the other plants. They all got lots of sun and were gently cared for by their owner, Maria. One day, however, Vida noticed that she was growing much faster and far away from the other plants. While they continued to grow upwards from the ground, she started to spread across the back wall. "Hey, Vida," remarked Ruby Rose, "where are you heading to? Don't you want to be our friend anymore?" "Of course I want to," replied Vida, "but I'm not sure what's happening to me," she continued in a disappointed tone. "Oh, I wish I was growing like you guys are." One day, while Vida was busy bemoaning the fact that she was so different, Maria came into the garden. When she looked up and saw that Vida was covering the back wall with lush greenery, she shrieked with excitement. "Oh my goodness, how beautiful!" she exclaimed. "I've been waiting so long for the back wall to look like this. I'm so happy I planted a vine." When Vida heard this, she was suddenly filled with gratitude for her uniqueness. She had no idea that what was happening to her would bring so much joy to Maria and so much beauty to the garden. "Now I know better than to complain about what I have," she said to herself. From now on, I'll be sure to find the magic in everything and be thankful. As expected, Maria spent many days showing her friends just how beautiful her garden was because of her vine. The moral of the story is, when things seem like they aren't going your way and they're going out of control, just be patient and grateful for your growth. All right, so there are some things to think about with this story. And I know people don't want... I'm going to tell you, today was hard. I'm just going to tell you, today was hard. I'm having a hard day, and it was really difficult for me to sit down and record this podcast because I'm so angry at the world. But I am choosing love. I am choosing love in this moment. So I'm pushing through the disappointment that I feel for my fellow Americans, and I'm pushing through this resistance that I have towards wanting to push love out into the world. And I am just going to release it, release the hate, and just choose love. So let's go back to the garden and have a little self-reflection about the story of Vida the Vine. So she totally enjoyed her life until she realized it was taking her in an unexpected direction. She was growing, and that growth and that new direction, it confused her and it frightened her. So she resorted to complaining because it wasn't what she wanted. She was happier with the life going the way it was before. Just like I'm having trouble right now growing beyond the hatred that I feel for the horrible people who do unspeakable things to people who aren't like them. I'm having trouble with that, but I'm going to keep growing and keep becoming a better person, because I can keep growing, other people can keep growing, and those people who have so much hatred in their heart, maybe they'll start to feel the love. So in time, however, Vida realized that if she spent some time thinking about it, she would have identified her growth as something wonderful. And thankfully, it wasn't too late for her to turn her frown into true gratitude. So that's likely how life is for you sometimes, and how it is for me right now. You're fine with how things are going now, and you're completely disappointed when they're changed, but change is good. It's important to find the good in every growth situation you encounter. Change in life usually means better things are on the way for you. So take the time to identify those better things and be thankful for them. Be grateful for your growth. When it's difficult for you to see where the new roads lead, just know that they are going to lead you to the positive. And be grateful for the opportunity to experience new things. Appreciate that your situation is one that many others wish for. Lots of folks wish that they could be growing the way that you're growing. Use each moment you have to focus on the good things in front of you, and the more time you spend embracing all that good growth, the more good growth that will come your way. So here's a little self-reflection. Here's some things to ask yourself. How are you growing right now? And what are you taking for granted? And what steps can you take to turn a disappointing situation into a positive one? Right now, I'm working really hard on staying positive on a very hard day. And in what ways can I express gratitude each day? Okay, so that was the Vida the Vine story. I also wanted to give you a little update on what else is going on in my life, which I forgot to do at the beginning of the episode because again, it's a tough day. It's a tough day in America, and if people aren't feeling that pain right now, they're not connected to reality. So here's what's been happening in my personal life in the last few weeks. Went in for chemo, I don't know, about 6 weeks ago, and my blood pressure was through the roof. It was stroke level high. So I went in to see a primary care physician, which I didn't have one. I hadn't been to a primary care physician since before the pandemic. So I had to find one first. And so I'm now on blood pressure medication, and I'm happy to report that my blood pressure is just fine now. But while I was at the doctor, we decided to take care of some other things. So I have been suffering from neuropathy in my fingers and my toes, and now Now in my lower extremities, I'll explain in a little bit what neuropathy is and what the symptoms are. So we're taking care of the neuropathy through physical therapy and occupational therapy, which I just started a couple weeks ago, I guess 2 weeks ago. So I actually have some things to share. I'm going to start making some cancer-related videos again because I'm learning new things. I just thought I had to live with the neuropathy. I didn't realize that I could be treated for it. So anyway, neuropathy is when your nerves stop working. And it's normally in your fingers and toes. When I was on Abraxane, which is the second line of treatment that I took after I was diagnosed as metastatic, when I was on Abraxane, I had tongue neuropathy. But the fingertip and the toes, that neuropathy has just gotten worse as time went on. And so we're doing something about it now. It's physical therapy, occupational therapy. But one of the things that I didn't realize was neuropathy was I get shooting needle pain. It feels like I'm being poked by a hot needle, and just randomly throughout the day, usually at night, it feels like a hot needle's been poked at me, which is my nerve endings just not working. So that's a lovely side effect. I'm so grateful to be alive, but it's a lovely side effect of long-term cancer treatment is I don't have feeling in my fingers or toes. So that's going on. I'm really happy to report that my blood pressure is great, and I'm excited to report what happens from the physical and the occupational therapy with the neuropathy. So that's that. This is a nice, short, sweet episode the week of Thanksgiving. If you are in the United States and you celebrate Thanksgiving, I'm sending you my best gobbledygook, my best gobble wishes to you. My husband and I will be alone this year, so I think we're going to order some soul food from our favorite soul food restaurant and maybe see a movie. I'm not sure. And I hope the movie theater's open on Thanksgiving. And that's it. So thanks for joining us this week for Gratitude Geek, the relationship marketing podcast, helping DIY marketers find your micro influencer magic so you attract raving fans and repeat buyers. Your time is precious, and I am ever so grateful that you chose to spend your time with us today. Be sure to head on over to gratitudegeek.com, episode 146, for a link so that you can leave a review on your favorite podcast player. I would certainly appreciate your review. I'd be ever so thankful for your review. I've been doing this for many, many years, 146 episodes, 150th episode coming up, and I would love to see my ratings and reviews improve. There is definitely some room for improvement there, and I would love it if you'd help me improve my reviews and ratings. I would send you so much love if you would do that for me. Our theme music is track 14 by Rev Brock and Soul Lily. I love track 14 by Rev Brock and Soul Lily, and I'm not playing as much of it as I used to, but since it's Thanksgiving and since this is a short episode, I think I'll play the entire song. So I'm going to take out the episode with the entire song because it's such a good one. So I've been your host, Candice Rodarty. Join me on my mission to spread gratitude, sow seeds of appreciation, and harvest a bounty of generosity and kindness. Stay groovy, my friends.
I know we can make it easier than they can. We can make it better than before. I know we can make it easier than they can. We can make it better than before. Some things can't be ignored. Centuries of war and peace, we can live without this division. Centuries of war and peace, it's one or the other. Make your decision. What are we all waiting for? What we see shine.